Alright everybody, today we have the Okie Wonderland Exotic Cannabis Dispensary. It's a beautiful day out here in Broken Arrow, but it's a little chilly, but that's alright. So we should have a bunch of traffic here today, being right off the highway. Oh boy. Yeah, we're sitting there staring through the window. Nice, baby. She's joining in. Let's go. We can see it through the window, baby. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Oh boy.
Alright guys, what's going on today? We're kicking things off right here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And from the very beginning, the mission is clear. We're out here stress testing the First Amendment. No filters, no backing down, just real public accountability. The goal is simple. Observe how everyday people and public officials react when a camera shows up in a place where recording is completely legal. Now listen. This isn't just about filming. It's about exposing mindset, ego, and authority when they're put under pressure in real time. It's a little chilly out here, but the energy is already starting to shift, and things are about to heat up fast, so stick around. Because something tells me this one is not going to stay calm for long.
Hi, friend.
What's going on?
What's going on?
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Why are you recording me?
Why am I recording?
Yeah, can I just ask?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you support the Constitution?
Why are you I don't feel comfortable answering any questions, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
But can I ask why you're recording now?
Nah, I'm not. I mean, I just asked you a question. I really don't feel comfortable answering questions either.
Okay, well, I just want to let you know my customers don't feel too comfortable with you, like, recording them without their consent.
I mean, I don't really need consent, so to say.
So you're just going to stay out here all day and record us?
Maybe.
Okay.
You want me to call the police? He's loitering now.
Loitering? You sound like a law scholar over there.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Just came out right away like you had a new development on a crate.
We pull up to the Okie Wonderland Exotic Cannabis Dispensary. Prime location, right off the highway. Steady traffic flowing past every few seconds. Perfect spot for interaction, and almost immediately you can feel it. Eyes on the car, eyes on the camera, people inside, people outside, everyone noticing, everyone wondering, but not everyone comfortable. The moment the camera starts rolling, the atmosphere subtly shifts. At first, nothing is said. No confrontation, no words, just presence, just observation. But even silence has weight in a situation like this, and that's where it gets interesting. Before anything even escalates, you can feel tension starting to build, just from being there. No accusations, no explanations needed yet, just uncertainty hanging in the air, because you already know how this goes. When people don't fully understand what's happening, confusion can turn into confrontation fast, and right on cue, someone steps outside, ready to ask questions.
know my face gets shown on anything, and I will sue the out of you for that, right?
Yeah?
Good.
Okay.
Police are on their way, by the way.
Sounds good.
Good enough.
What do you think they're going to do?
Hopefully haul your ass to jail for this stupid shit.
For standing on a sidewalk with a phone?
What exactly are you doing out
For standing on the sidewalk with a phone? Really?
Yeah, you're recording people.
Haul me to jail for standing on a sidewalk with a phone.
You're recording people without their knowledge.
I don't need your knowledge or your permission.
Actually, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
How do you figure that?
Boom, first contact. A worker steps outside, clearly uneasy, trying to understand what's going on. The tone starts off polite, measured, but underneath it you can hear the discomfort creeping in. Why are you recording? A question you hear a lot in moments like this. But here's the twist. The same person who doesn't want to answer questions is now asking them. That contradiction lands instantly. And that's where the dynamic starts to shift. When the Constitution gets mentioned in the conversation, the energy changes again. It's no longer just curiosity. It starts feeling like resistance. The tone tightens. The body language shifts. What was uncertainty begins turning into attempts to control the situation. And just like that, a simple exchange stops being simple. It moves into that early stage where misunderstanding, authority, and pressure start colliding in real time.
Call an attorney and ask them, and then I'll come find your stupid ass.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you better not tell the attorney you said that. That's pretty dumb.
Hey, I'll tell him whatever.
Okay, buddy.
Good luck with whatever you're doing. Huh?
Thank you very much, man. You as well. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah.
Starting to heat up in here now. And there he goes. Got another fapperone over here sitting in the window.
Things start heating up as the employee explains that customers are feeling uncomfortable. But discomfort on its own doesn't automatically create a legal issue or override someone's right to record in a lawful public-facing space. You can hear the tension building as both sides begin talking past each other, one focused on how the situation feels inside the business, and the other focused on what is legally allowed. Instead of de-escalating or clarifying boundaries calmly, the conversation starts drifting into frustration and justification, with attempts being made to assert control over something that isn't clearly within their authority. Then comes the familiar turning point, the suggestion of calling the police. In that moment, the energy shifts again. Rather than slowing down to understand the situation or verify what the law actually says, the interaction moves toward escalation and enforcement. And that's usually where these encounters begin to break down, not purely because of rights being exercised, but because communication fails, emotions rise, and the situation becomes less about understanding and more about power, perception, and who feels in control.
number one, baby. He already knows.
Just like that, the situation shifts from tense to aggressive. Threats start coming out, lawsuits, insults, and even talk of jail time for simply standing on a public sidewalk with a phone. Think about that for a second. A public sidewalk being treated like a crime scene. That disconnect is exactly why these audits happen. People often jump straight to intimidation when they don't understand the law. But none of that changes reality. Rights don't disappear just because someone doesn't like them. And even while emotions run high, the camera stays steady.
Number one.
Alright, so hey, text me what kind of car it is so I can kind of look it up and then I'll get back with you. Alright, have a good one.
We enter that waiting phase. The tension is still hanging in the air, but it starts to settle into something more uncertain. People inside are watching, whispering, reacting. Some curious, others clearly irritated. The energy becomes unpredictable. Bystanders start chiming in. Random comments get thrown around. And that underlying feeling builds that something bigger might be coming next. This is usually the point where things can go either way. Sometimes it cools down. Sometimes it escalates further. But with police now on the way, the situation shifts again. Now it's no longer just about the interaction at the storefront. It becomes about how authority will step in and interpret everything that just happened.
Nice, baby. Nice. Nice.
Hey, don't videotape me. That's a good way to get off. Yeah. You don't think so?
Why are you freaking out, bro?
Yeah,
Over
don't
what?
videotape my fucking truck.
Over what, bro? Hey, Meta, start recording.
Make this real fast, real quick.
Take a look inside the car.
See you later, buddy. Oh, boy.
Out of nowhere, another confrontation breaks out. A bystander steps in, clearly emotional, clearly uncomfortable with the camera, and immediately says, "Don't videotape me." But the key point is simple. This is a public space, and that's where the misunderstanding shows up again, loud and clear. The reaction is instant and defensive, almost as if being recorded automatically means being targeted or attacked. Instead of slowing down to understand the situation, it becomes an emotional response first. That's the pattern in moments like this. People aren't always reacting to what's actually happening. They're reacting to what they believe is happening. And that gap between perception and reality is often where conflict starts and keeps growing.
A serious situation going on here or something.
What's up, my man?
How's it going?
I'm assuming I'm here to talk to you.
I have no idea.
You just out here practicing your First Amendment rights?
That's it.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
to step onto the sidewalk.
Look,
no, onto the sidewalk.
Look, this whole thing is a sidewalk, right?
No, this is
okay. So hold on.
their curtilage that they have to pay for.
Let me ask you a question, right? So if I was walking by, am I supposed to just float over this part right here?
No, you can walk across it, but for you to exercise your right, you have to be on the sidewalk that they built. Yes.
Okay.
So just on the that.
What you're saying
2
is
feet that way. Yes.
6 inches.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes, because they have to pay to install this. This is their curtilage.
Yeah,
they're responsible for.
That doesn't matter. This is still called the public right of way, my friend.
So can you just hop on the sidewalk?
So what you're telling me? Just let me hear you out and make sure we're on the same page here. So are you saying that I'm going to be arrested if I don't move over?
No, that's not what I said at all.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm just asking you to step onto the sidewalk so that you're within your rights to do so.
I'm within my rights exactly where I am.
All right. Do you have any ID on you, my man?
No, I don't.
ID?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool.
Police arrive, and everything shifts immediately. The tone, the pace, the entire weight of the situation. The officer approaches calmly at first, and it seems like things might de-escalate. He acknowledges the First Amendment right to record, which sets a grounded starting point. But then the focus begins to narrow. Attention turns to positioning, where exactly on the sidewalk someone is standing, and whether that specific spot changes anything. And that's where things start getting more nuanced. It's no longer about whether the right exists, but how it applies in that exact physical space.
It started out a lot better, man.
What do you mean?
I mean, you look. So you know I'm exercising my First Amendment right.
Yeah.
So you can't actually believe that I can't stand right here. Look, I'm not blocking any traffic. I'm not blocking any pedestrians or causing a disturbance or anything like that. So
right.
for you to tell me that I can't exist right here and then say, do you have an ID like that with it? Come on, man. That's not how you started. I'd like to continue how you started because you started very well.
I'm confused, I guess, on what do you mean?
What do I mean?
Yeah.
So look, I'll walk you through again, right? So you started off correctly. Said you just exercising your First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
And then you said, I need to move over 2 feet, which is incorrect. Completely incorrect, by the way. And I would assume you know that, because you're talking about curtilage and public right-of-way. It sounds like you know what you're talking about. It almost sounds like you're trying to test me and see whether or not I know what I'm talking about. And, I do know what I'm talking about. So... and then you ask me for my ID for what? You know what you need to get people's ID, right? You need probable cause or reasonable suspicion, right?
I don't need probable cause to ask you for your ID.
For sure.
I can ask you for your ID.
For sure.
It is your right to deny me access to the ID, correct?
Public right-of-way versus curtilage, legal definitions versus assumptions start to matter more in the moment. You can see the conversation shifting as the officer begins working through the specifics of where authority applies and where it doesn't. Then comes the ID request. No crime is mentioned, no clear suspicion is laid out, just a standard ask. While it can be legal for an officer to request identification, it's also true that in many situations there's no obligation to provide it, unless a specific legal threshold is met. That back and forth is where the dynamic changes. Once rights are understood, the interaction is no longer just about compliance or questioning. It becomes about clarity, boundaries, and how those rules actually apply in real time.
Am I demanding your ID?
No, I didn't say you demanded it. What I'm saying is, you're walking up to somebody, you know what I'm doing, and you still
dude,
have to come and ask
honestly,
for my ID.
I don't have an issue with what you're doing, man. I don't want to get run over here. I don't have an issue with what you're doing, man. So
I would hope not.
No, I don't.
You took an oath to uphold the Constitution?
I did twice.
There you go. Are you a military as well?
I am, yes.
All right.
So, we're here on behalf of the business, obviously.
It's kind of crazy.
What's that?
I mean, you show up on behalf of a business to tell me that I can stand on a sidewalk?
Well, no, I mean, obviously your actions, filming people going in and out of the business owners don't like that, so that's why.
So they call more people with more cameras and guns to their dispensary, their weed dispensary?
It's a call for service, man. I've got to come here.
I know you don't get to decide. I'm trying to show you where my thinking is.
I get it, man. I get it.
Can I just get the CAD number for the call? I don't need you to write a report or anything like that, just a CAD note.
Yeah, I'll get you the CAD code. Yeah. Not a problem at all.
Now the tone shifts again, but in a better direction. The officer steps back from pressure and starts communicating instead of trying to control the situation. He acknowledges he doesn't actually have an issue with what's happening, and that becomes a clear turning point. You can hear the difference immediately. Less tension, more understanding. The interaction starts to de-escalate in real time. This is what professionalism under pressure looks like. Instead of doubling down, the approach adjusts. And that matters because most encounters like this tend to either escalate or shut down completely. But here, something different happens. A moment where communication and accountability actually start to bring the situation back down.
That's Officer Diaz.
Diaz?
Yep.
And you were Jordan?
Yep, Jordan, badge number 249.
Sweet.
He's 306.
Sweet, awesome. Yeah, you know it right off the bat. You know it right off the rip, man. That's good. A lot of people don't even know their own badge numbers. Nonetheless, they're partners too.
Oh,
so.
man, that's what you use the dispatch, man. That's what we use for
Cool.
our designators.
Cool.
Anything occur on that side of the fence?
Everything's been on this
Do me a
side.
favor. Stay out of the drive so we don't get run over by cars. All right?
What, like, are you talking to your partner here? Or?
No, you. Just the
Oh,
direct,
just me.
Yeah, the director. I'm going to go grab you that cat call number and then we'll get out of here. All right,
Thanks.
my man?
Appreciate that.
You have a YouTube channel or?
Yeah, I don't usually give it out, though.
Okay.
You'll find it. You'll see it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Call for service numbers right there, man.
Sweet.
Now we move into clarity. The officer explains the situation from his side. He was responding to a call, handling complaints, and simply doing his job. That's the reality of how these interactions often begin. Police respond. They don't always initiate. Then comes the key moment. He acknowledges the right to film in public spaces. No law is being broken. That becomes the foundation everything else rests on. Once that baseline is established, the tone shifts. The conversation starts to feel less confrontational and more mutual. Instead of arguing over rights, both sides begin operating from the same understanding. And just like that, what started as tension gradually settles into clarity and resolution.
Comments, concerns for us while we're here?
You know, let me ask you,
right.
if I, just for future reference here, so if I'm like on the sidewalk here and I see somebody like singing or praying on the sidewalk, can I call the police? Are you guys going to show up? Or?
So there is a city ordinance that prohibits people from blocking the sidewalk for passerbys. Okay, so yes, if you would like to call us, we can show up just like we did this, figure out what we got, make the determination at that point. Okay, if it's a misdemeanor that didn't occur in our presence and it's something you're willing to sign a citation for by complaint, then we can fill out that paperwork, you sign the citation, and the two parties will have their day in municipal court. As long as you're not a tribal member and, obviously you or the other person involved are tribal members, that would have to be referred to the tribal court for that purpose, okay?
Cool. Hey, you know what? I appreciate you trying to be professional and end it correctly. You know, like I said, I deal with a lot of bad police, but I like to point out and give credit where credit is due. So I appreciate you handling it a little bit better than it could have gone.
No, man,
and I'm glad to just see we're on the same page.
When the call came out, I was like, man, we didn't get a lot of good details as far as inside, outside. I had a vague idea of where this was at. I didn't realize it was fenced. Thought process here is on the sidewalk. He's good to go. Public curtilage.
Now we see something you don't always get. Accountability paired with respect. The auditor gives credit where it's due, and the officer responds professionally. That mutual respect matters, because it shows not every interaction has to end in conflict or escalation. Even after tension, even after disagreement, there's still room for calm communication and professionalism. That's an important takeaway here. Not every officer reacts the same way, and not every situation has to spiral. Sometimes when both sides stay grounded, it actually plays out the way it's supposed to. And with that, the interaction wraps up on a more human note. Any questions for me?
That's it, man. Hey, can I ask you? Let me ask you. When you went in there and you talked to him about the situation, you didn't use the word unfortunately, did you?
No.
Not once.
I don't remember saying unfortunately. I don't remember the whole conversation. They asked me if there was anything we could do about you standing out here. I told them there's not, because you have a First Amendment right to be out here.
Okay.
It's public property. They said, well, why is he out there? And I said, it doesn't really matter, because he doesn't have to have a reason.
Sunday. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
There you go. All right, hey, Mr. Diaz, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
right.
being professional. Thank you for being
problem.
cool.
Yeah, no
you
worries,
as well, Mr. Jordan. Take it
Anything
easy.
else?
That's
All
it,
right.
man.
Have a good day, my man.
You guys have a good one. I was just going to tell them that they were dismissed, but you know what? I won't give that to them. I even believe both of these guys pulled into parking spots, amazingly enough.
Have a good one, my man.
You too, man. Take it easy. Try to stay warm out there.
As the officers prepare to leave, the atmosphere is completely different from where it started. Calm, controlled, and resolved. No arrests, no escalation, just understanding. And honestly, that's the goal. Not chaos, not drama, but clarity. The officers walk away, the situation de-escalates, and everything settles back down. But the impact remains, because every interaction like this adds to the bigger picture. Awareness, accountability, and how public encounters can unfold when communication stays intact.